Hey, what's up everyone? The man, the myth, the mustache, Tim here. And before we get into today's video, there are a few things I want to go over with you. First off, we have a merch store. Some of the items in it, though, are only available for a limited amount of time. So if you're interested, go into the description and check it out. Each purchase helps us make more content. Secondly, if this video hits 1,000 likes by the end of the week, we will continue this What If. Third, if you didn't know, only 43% of you are subscribed to us. So please, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the story! The sports festival was today. Spirits were high and the crowd was cheering. Toga sat in the locker room with butterflies in her stomach, as she was nervous on how things were going to go. She sat down near Momo and Ochako as the two were talking about the sports festival. I know there'll be a celebration at the end, but I'm sure we can sneak some food in. I sure hope there's some left. I'm definitely going to need it by the time this day is over. Momo pouted as she ate a protein bar to get her strength up. She noticed Himiko sat down next to them and smiled. Are you excited? I'm more nervous than excited. But hey, I'm gonna be on TV. Oh, that's right. Not only that, but we get chosen by a hero agency. Toga's stomach felt even more infested with butterflies. Soon, Ida burst into the room as usual, and he informed everyone that they'll be entering the arena soon. Crap, more pressure. It's gonna be okay, Himi. Besides, it's mostly about having fun. Ochako reassured her best friend, as there was commotion happening in the background. Midoriya and Todoroki were speaking as the quiet Shoto declared war on him. Kirishima tried to enter the conversation by easing the tension with humor. Midoriya gave a speech to Todoroki, but really, it's to everyone in the room. He told them to give it their all, since all the other classes were hoping to beat them and get to the top. Now determined, Himiko listened intently to the words coming from Midoriya's mouth, and felt pumped up and ready to take on anyone. The class of 1A stepped out onto the field, with the crowd going wild, cheering and raving. The announcers, Present Mike and Aizawa, who was still in recovery, explained what was going on. Both Toga's parents sat at home watching the event, with her mother cheering her on, while her father just sat there bored. Class 1B, general classes C, D, and E, and support classes F, G, and H, and finally business classes J and K, all set out in groups by the stage. For the student pledge, Bakugo stood on the stage, looking carefree and mad as usual. There's never a genuine smile on his face. I just want to say that I'm gonna win. He left the stage as the students in Class 1A shouted, knowing he would say something like that, while the crowd of other students booed and hissed at him. The first game of the festival was an obstacle race. Himiko seemed to be the only one who smiled and cheered, thinking this section was going to be fun. The rest just stared at her. The race was about to start, and everyone had their game faces on. Each of the students in the other classes were going to be targeting Class 1A. Toga didn't mind the competition, but she wanted to prove to her parents. She wanted to prove the world that she can be a hero no matter what it takes. The race started as everyone headed to the doorway. The hallway leading out to the exit was crammed with multiple students, but Toga managed to squeeze her way through the crowd. She jumped on everyone to get by, reaching the first couple of students ahead of her. But as soon as Himiko made it out, Todoroki froze the floor and made it difficult for those on the ground to walk. Some were even stuck. Toga landed on the ice, but slid on the cold floor as she witnessed the classmates from 1A miraculously getting ahead. She carefully made her way over to the wall and climbed on top of it, where she started running again. Robots appeared out of nowhere to stop them, smacking students away from first place. She saw the giant 0-point robots from her entrance exams. It seems we meet again, Zeros. Toga, who are you talking to? Do you not see the robots in front of us? Momo just disregarded what she witnessed and let her hand cover her face. She saw how huge they were and questioned rhetorically, where does the school get the funding for these? I don't know, but we gotta get through. As the two were conversing, Todoroki took care of the robots, causing them to fall. Himiko leapt into the air and climbed onto the robots, and flipped to each one, evading debris. She saw more and more of them, but could easily slip by. Toga's mother and father were watching, while her father raised an eyebrow as she flipped and evaded each robot. Huh, she's really agile. Doesn't she usually stay in her room to play video games? If you took the time to talk to our daughter, you would know that she trains nearly every day to get faster and stronger. Interesting. Embarrassed, he laid back down on the sofa. As Toga slipped by and ran towards the next obstacle, she heard loud booming and turned her head to witness Bakugo blasting his way through. She picked up the pace by sprinting. Oh crap, he's gaining on me! Who the hell told you could outrun me, you annoying little shit? I'm gonna beat you, Bakugo. I don't want to hear it. She kept running, but Bakugo propelled himself to pass her, and she felt quite idiotic to say such a thing. But she wouldn't stop trying. Before Himiko knew it, she entered the next obstacle, stopping before she fell into the caverns. She then saw Ochako and Frappy and Mina behind her, but she couldn't stop to chat. She used her agility and speed to literally run on the tight ropes over the caverns. She also witnessed Bakugo and Todoroki in front of her. Thinking of a way to slow him down, she had a couple of ideas, but most of them would end in her death. Screw it, what's the worst that could happen, she thought. Before we get back into the story, I would like to let you know we have a second channel called Anime Deep Dive. Anime Deep Dive goes over the hard facts of the anime presented. This includes lore, characters, powers, and more. Now, if you weren't aware, we also have a third channel called We the Celestials Naruto What If. We the Celestial Naruto What If mainly focuses on our Naruto What If series. So if you're interested in content like that, please go check the description below or click the icon in the top right corner. Now with that out of the way, let's get back into the story. Wow, you're slower than the popsicle stick? Damn, Bakugo, you suck. Bakugo tilted his head, trying not to get distracted, but she kept running on the tight ropes, mocking him. Even if you beat me, I'm sure I can whoop your sorry ass easily. Shut up! You're not doing anything! Says you. It looks like you're getting easily distracted, Ka-chan. You bitch! He screamed as he used his explosions to get away from Todoroki and zoom back to Toga. She really did it this time. If she can outmaneuver him, she can get ahead by a long mile. He reached out his hand close to her face and primed an explosion. But before he could, she grabbed his arm with her left hand and grabbed his shoulder with her right. Using the bungee mechanics of the tightrope, she flipped over and landed her feet on his shoulders and kicked her feet to jump forward while he blew up the rock formation attached to the tightrope wires. She felt the impact of the explosion and used that to propel herself to the other side. All she could hear was cursing and screaming and giant explosions. She started to sweat intensely and ran using all her speed. Crap, 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 crap! She continuously said the word while feeling Bakugo's overwhelming presence grow nearer and nearer. Todoroki was by the minefield, but he turned around to see Toga running away from Bakugo in full speed. He was surely in awe, but saw this as a threat to his position. Was this your plan all along, Toga? Stop asking questions, just run! You two are dead! Todoroki realized if he used an ice path, it would give the rest of the participants an advantage. But he also saw a raging teenager with explosions coming out of his hands, chasing a girl faster than the average human and deciding to just wing it. The three were on the minefield, and Bakugo threw his right hand and created a projectile explosion to impact the ground in front of Himiko, creating a bigger explosion along with a purple cloud. Toga was knocked into the air screaming. She looked down and witnessed Bakugo charge after Todoroki. She then hit the ground and carefully bolted towards the two in the minefield, running behind Todoroki's ice trail. But as soon as all three of them were in the lead, an even louder explosion could be heard behind them. It was Midoriya, using one of the robot's parts to rocket across the sky. Look at how hot he is, Himiko screamed while standing in place, but realized she was going to be left behind if she kept doting on him. She slapped herself, creating a red mark on her face. Get it together, Himiko! She ran after the three, realizing she was in fourth place. The girl witnessed her future husband propel himself to first place by smashing the ground with that same piece of metal. She placed in fourth due to her thinking and speed. Her parents were shocked, but Himiko's mother was cheering and laughing, knowing her baby girl could advance to the next portion of the festival. Her father smiled, but hid it from his wife. He caught himself and continued to act bored out of his mind. She leapt in the air in excitement because of her win, and she ran over to Midoriya to try and give him a big hug. She saw Bakugo bolt in front of her, and she fell back in surprise. "Oh, hey Bakugo."
"Don't you ever try that again, you hear me?"
"Won't happen again, boss," she said with a smirk on her face, mocking him. Ochako ran towards Himiko and hugged her. The two embraced and smiled at each other warmly, but danced excitedly. "Ochako, we did it, look at us!" "I know, I'm freaking out!" As soon as they were done conversing, Midnight came on the mic to congratulate the participants, but brought forward a new challenge, one that would have to divide everyone into groups to try and get the bandana with the most points. That person was Midoriya. Himiko knew she wanted to be around Midoriya and help him succeed, but she had her own goals and priorities. The one person she could see herself aligning with was maybe Todoroki, but then again, if she was with Bakugo, his will alone would help win the competition. She walked over to him and asked if she could join his team.
"No way."
"Come on, I'm faster, and I can basically grab enough headbands if I wanted to."
"I said no way."
The two were arguing on who would become the team leader, while Bakugo, like in the anime, would fare far better with his quirk. Toga can easily be the lightest and grab more headbands with her CQC training. The two settled with Bakugo on top, while she replaced Mina. The match was similar to how it was in the anime, except while Monoma was reacting to Bakugo's declaration of war, Toga and Bakugo decided on a plan on how to grab the headbands back. If he were to get the headband, Monoma would easily copy Bakugo's quirk and use it against him, but Toga would gain the advantage, as there's no tactical advantage to use her quirk. Bakugo used his explosions to reach airtime and get high enough to see the playing field. Toga was then thrown into the air by Sero using his tape. The two collided by Bakugo grabbing Toga's hand and using his other hand to fire an explosion to spin the two and throw Himiko at Monoma's team. She was quiet but fast. She wrapped her legs around his torso and grabbed the headbands off his head. Sero then latched onto her waist and whipped Himiko back, while she flipped Monoma off and laughed. "Yeah, that's what teamwork can get ya."
"Good job, idiot. For a second there, I thought you were useless."
"Damn, Toga, you really pulled through here," Kirishima said, as he was celebrating with the group. Seconds left, and it was the same outcome as the anime. They ended up in second, while Bakugo was screaming because he didn't get first place. Himiko's parents were astonished by the display of teamwork that was put on the screen before them. Their daughter did it. She really has come a long way. Even her father stood up in disbelief. There was some downtime before the next event started. Himiko took a deep breath and felt proud of herself. She really did go a long way. Not only that, but even Bakugo praised her. Out of everyone, that was the most shocking. She grabbed some lunch with her classmates and even snuck off to go get some dumplings from the concession stands and food trucks. They were ultimately divine. She even took part in the recreational games. The board lit up with who was fighting who in the last competition, and Toga saw she was fighting Aoyama. Her fist clenched, and she was ready to beat her classmate to reach the top. As soon as everyone was ready to get on the stage to fight, Toga met with Aoyama eye to eye, and her face put on the serious look of death. She wasn't taking any prisoners, and this should be a piece of cake. This was her time to finally reach the top and prove to everyone that she can indeed become a hero. And that's our video for the day, so thank you all for watching. Now, before we go, there's a few things I want to go over with you before we're done. On behalf of We the Celestials, I want to thank the writer of this video, as well as the editors of this video. Their details will be in the description below. If you're a writer, editor, or voice actor, or you're interested in becoming one of those, go to the link in the description for our Discord, and talk to one of the heads of those departments. We're always looking for members to join us. So that's it from us for today's video. So once again, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're interested in more content like this. And please, hit that like button if you like this video. Until next time, peace out everyone, have an amazing day!